As I looked at those imagined children of mine, I felt like I was choking. In that moment, I realized I had lied. Many of us carry visions of what a good life is supposed to look like: a successful career, a beautiful family, a hefty bank account, recognition, security, dreams we absorb from our culture, our families, our communities. This astrological moment, with Saturn and Neptune in Aries and the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, asks a different question. Are the dreams you're dreaming actually yours as you stand today? Or are they the dreams of a younger you? Or perhaps mirages of success, happiness, the good life inherited from others? If we're honest, many of us have spent a good part of our lives looking around, watching what others are doing, noticing who's getting rewarded and who's being left out. And then we try to fit ourselves into a mold of success that society praises, not necessarily one that reflects our deepest sense of fulfillment. This moment in time reminds us to wonder about that. It illuminates the age-old truth, the age-old saying you've heard before. We're not designed to live someone else's life. As Harold Thurman reminds us, do not ask what the world needs. Rather ask what makes you come alive. Then go out and do it, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. You've heard it before. You know this already. And yet, it's remarkably easy to spend years walking a path that doesn't quite belong to us, because illusions, mirages, can be very convincing until something breaks them. Over the past few months, I've been speaking about the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 Aries. Neptune, the vision, the dreams, the realm of infinite possibility. Saturn, the one that chisels that vision into form. And 0 Aries, the ignition point of the zodiac. We're standing at the beginning of the very beginning of a new cycle, a moment full of possibility in the sign of bold, fearless action. I've discussed this at length, and if you'd like a deeper dive, you can find it in my playlist, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, which I'll link below. Today, I want to talk about what comes before the vision, before bringing any vision into form, before any bold action. Today, I'd like to talk about what comes before any new beginning. Neptune is not only the planet of vision and infinite possibility, it also indicates illusion and disillusionment. Saturn manifests reality, but it also asks us to prioritize, reminds us that our time here, it's ticking, it's limited. And while Aries is very much the sign through which we learn courage, we only learn this courage by facing what scares us, by facing our fears. This moment is an invitation full of potential and possibility of designing a deeply fulfilling life, but only if we're honest with ourselves, only when we clear the film of illusion. Because before a vision can become reality, we often have to let go of the dreams that were never truly ours. And while that letting go can be painful, it's often the beginning of becoming the author of a truly fulfilling life, a life filled with exactly what's truly ours, our gifts, our potential, our uniquely right life. I remember an especially powerful encounter with disillusionment in my mid-20s. For as long as I could remember, I'd carried a picture of the perfect life: a loving husband, 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, a beautiful home, a fabulous career that brought both wealth and prestige. This sweet life. It was a dream I had dreamed for as long as I could remember. It was a dream I had absorbed from all around me. Then, at a personal growth retreat, we were asked to imagine our death based on the life we were currently living. As I imagined myself on my deathbed, I noticed my children, impeccably dressed, now grown, standing at the foot of the bed. They were both personally and professionally successful, by all accounts. I could hear the laughter of my grandchildren playing outside on my perfectly manicured lawn, and my loving husband holding my hand as I lay in our comfortable bed in the beautiful home we had created. From the outside, it was everything I had ever said I wanted. But as I looked at those imagined children of mine, I felt like I was choking. A devastating realization tightened its grip around my throat. I had lied. That perfect life was not my perfect life. And even worse, I had taught my children to lie, to measure success by external standards rather than what was true inside of themselves. It was a heartbreaking disillusionment, but it was also a gift, because disillusionment does something extraordinary. It strips away illusions that would quietly lead us down paths of dissatisfaction. It removes dreams that don't belong to us. And what remains is a blank canvas. Standing in front of that blank canvas was daunting. The old dream, it was gone. Nothing had yet taken its place, but that emptiness became an invitation. It led to experimentation, adventure, travel, a life that has grown steadily more satisfying, more fulfilling. And here's the important thing. This is not about whether a family and a beautiful home are the right life. It was about having subscribed to a life script without asking if that was truly what I wanted. In fact, I have a very successful client who discovered a few years ago that the career success he had accomplished, that he thought was the most important thing, meant far less to him than having a child. Once he realized this, he and his wife spent considerable time, energy, and money to make that life happen. And now, thanks to modern technology, they're exhausted, sleep deprived, and bursting with joy at the arrival of their brand new baby. There's no life path that is intrinsically right or perfect. There's only the life that's right for you. Astrology can point us in that direction, but unless we take the necessary action, we may never actually arrive there. We're not meant to live our lives as spectators. We're meant to participate, to better harness the power of our intention and our action and become the author of our lives. Being an author of our lives does not mean controlling every single thing that happens. It means consciously shaping the life we're living through our attention, our choices, and our actions. Neptune helps us access a vision that's truly ours, but Saturn is not satisfied with inspiration alone. Saturn builds the structure that can hold an intention long enough for it to become real. And Aries lightens the load with playful, exuberant, damn the torpedoes participation. While the Saturn, Neptune, and Aries will last for another 2.5 years, this moment carries another layer. Right now, Mercury is retrograding through Pisces, the sign most closely tied to Neptune, the realm of sensitivity, intuition, dreams, fantasy, and escapism. When Mercury turns retrograde, the messenger turns inward. Instead of rushing forward with answers, Mercury invites us to revisit the story we've been living inside. In Pisces, that journey moves through the deeper waters of the psyche. Old memories and dreams may surface. Long-held assumptions may loosen. Stories we once believed about ourselves can begin to dissolve, which makes this moment especially relevant. Before Saturn builds something real, and before Aries charges ahead, Mercury in Pisces asks us to pause and ask the vital question: is the dream I'm living inside actually mine? Is the dream I'm building toward still resonate for me? Because often the most important process toward creating a life that is truly ours is encountering those illusions, letting them dissolve, and then facing the blank canvas in a spirit of curiosity, of play. Because this process can be easier in the company of others who are similarly inclined, and because we all need encouragement and support to face our own disillusionment and blank canvases, I'm offering a 6-week experimentation group, Designing Your Life for Your True Nature. A space for experimentation, a space to play. And as anyone who's ever stepped onto a court or a field to play knows, the most enjoyable kind of play is the one that involves your whole heart, body, and mind. Not casual, not half paying attention, fully present, fully engaged, and excited to practice. Each week, we'll explore practical ideas and run small but meaningful real-life experiments around intention, attention, and action. My hope is that each of us will come away with a clearer sense of what truly matters, the courage to chisel away what stands in the way, and the experience of focusing our attention and energy on making what truly belongs to us real. To experience what it feels like to step more fully into the role of authorship, of being the author of our lives. If that speaks to you, you'll find a link below to join the waitlist. It will ask a few questions and your availability for the 6-week group, whether you choose to explore this on your own or in our group together. If you share your email on the waitlist, I'll send you the audiobook that inspired much of this exploration so you can begin experimenting yourself. Because ultimately, this isn't about joining a program. It's about facing Saturn's ticking clock. It's about aligning with our truest visions and dreams. It's about answering the question, what matters enough to give your precious time, your energy, your very life to? This moment invites you to choose whether you want to remain a spectator of the life that unfolds or claim your power and become the author of the life you are here to live.